Your thoughts on a guy that you won a cup with?
Obviously very sad, and yeah, I guess it happened pretty quickly. Some of these cancers, they get you, and before you know it, you never, you're done. But for Ray was phenomenal for me. Whenever you have a guy going from, the double A system to triple A, or the AHL to the NHL, you need a guy to believe in you. You need a guy to get in your corner and kind of give you that push, and that's what Ray did. He gave me my first opportunity to play in the NHL. He always liked me, maybe because of the way I played, but Ray always gave me an opportunity. For the team part of it, what I loved about Ray was he always built a team that can play any way you want. Kind of like how Billy Guerin makes his teams in Minnesota with, Ray there. If you want to play high end skill, we have high end skill. If you want to play tough, we always had a tough team. We always had the Eric Goddards, the Aaron Ashams, the Max Talbots, the Craig Adams guys. Anyway, Philadelphia wanted to play. That's why we had such great games with all those teams. And then at the end of my career, this is the kind of guy Ray is. So at the end of my career, I went to New Jersey on a PTO, and I was just like, I didn't.
What's that?
Tryout.
PTO. Okay,
Yeah,
like a tryout.
Yeah, I went on a tryout to New Jersey, and I was just like, I wasn't sure. My wife was pregnant. She was having a difficult pregnancy. I had a sore back still. I was just going through a lot, and during training camp, I was just like, I had a good training camp, but when you're just mentally done with hockey. I was just mentally done with hockey, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm done. And even Ray was like, hey, you're having a great camp. So I ended up saying, Ray, I'm done. I got to get out of here. I left literally in one day. I'm like, Ray, I'm done. I'm going back to Pittsburgh. I'm going to start my retirement, and he's like, okay, this and that. And he probably knew I was coming back because him and my agent, Steve Bartlett, were really close. So I ended up leaving abruptly. And literally, once my wife, Brandy, had her daughter, Cookie, 2 months after the season, so you're talking October 28th, I was there September 1st. I called Ray, and I was like, hey, Ray, everything went well with the pregnancy. I got my mind back together. I feel good. My back just needed a little bit more rest. I was like, hey, I'd love for a second opportunity to come and at least give me a shot of trying to make the Devils again. And he's like, we had a good conversation. He's like, can you leave tomorrow? And I'm like, wow. He goes, yeah, the flight will be ready for you tomorrow. We're excited to have you. You'll start with the PTO, and then we'll see what we go from there. And literally, I went to New Jersey, and it was awesome. From Hines to Ray, within 2.5 weeks, this is kind of crazy. I was off for 2 months, just kind of trying to figure out my life. 2.5 weeks, Ray was like, it was Thanksgiving, and Ray was like, hey, can you play tomorrow? And I'm like, Ray, I literally just started training. He goes, do you want to play hockey or not? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, you're in. And I'm like, all right. And literally, after being off for 2 months, I jumped in the lineup. I never looked back. But that was like him being, hey, I appreciate everything you did for me. I know what kind of character you have. I'm going to take care of you. Make sure you take care of me on the ice. And I had a really good year. And it was just Ray, just being almost like a father figure, more than a GM. And then at the end of the year meetings, he's like, what are you thinking about next year? I'm like, Ray, I'm done. My back's sore. I missed the second last game because my back just stiffened up, and I was like, I'm done, And Ray was like, well, TK, you got to promise me, don't go back to Pittsburgh. Don't go back to wherever you're going to go back and take a year or two off. A lot of the NHL alumni, they go back to their hometowns and they just sit around, and you kind of get lost because you don't know what you're doing. People don't realize, if you don't go the college route, you don't got anything. You don't have anything to fall back. So you better make it, So you can't take a break. So he goes, hey, if you need me to call the Penguins, I'll call the Penguins and we'll get you a job right away. And I'm like, Ray, next year? He's like, yeah, September you'll start working. I want you to get into the job. Because he probably knew that things can go probably sideways pretty quickly, So he ended up, making some calls, and I had a job right away with the Pittsburgh Penguins, which were unbelievable to me. But I know Ray called Dave Morehouse, and Morehouse was unbelievable to me. I had, I think, 7, 8 jobs. I had the radio, I had a little bit of TV, I had to learn to play. I had a bunch of things, but it all started, and I think that kicked off my like second career being a hockey skills coach with my training and stuff. But it was Ray making sure I wasn't sitting around. And I know it seems like simple, but it meant a lot because that's where guys go sideways quick. But him just like calling Dave and, obviously the Penguins are unbelievable to me my first year out. And just getting, me on track after my career, that's huge. That was like, hey, like, again, that father figure, that mentor, the guy that actually looks out for you compared to like, all right, I'm done with you. See you later.
Yeah.
And again, he was phenomenal.